Good day, I'm Tamar McHale, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, June 2. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, says Jamaica may well be emerging from a trend of uncertainty and unpredictable fluctuations in its economic performance. PIOJ's Director General Colin Bullock made the comment yesterday during a media briefing to review the country's economic performance in the January to March 2016 period. He reported that the Jamaican economy grew by an estimated 0.9% in the first quarter of this fiscal year, while growth in the range of 0.5 to 1.5% was projected for the April to June quarter. Mr. Bullock said those factors, following 4 quarters of positive growth, accounted for the positive outlook of economic stability. In line with that, he said the PIOJ was expecting real GDP to grow by 1 to 2% for the 2016-2017 fiscal year, based on increases in both the goods-producing and services industries. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his administration will be tackling unemployment by revamping its labor market information system. He asserts that more persons would be gainfully employed if the state works with employers to provide training for job seekers.
Governments have to help firms to be able to spot the changes in technology and respond, and to help them to train their existing staff to adjust.
He adds that if government is more responsive in surveying the labor market, more persons will find employment.
That alone could knock off 1 or 2 percentage points from our unemployment rate.
The Prime Minister was speaking on Friday at the opening of the Jamaica Employers Federation Convention in Montego Bay. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government intends to take bold steps in tackling crime in Jamaica.
We don't intend to do it in a dictatorial fashion. It must be reasonable. We intend to engage the public to be a part of the conversation about what is necessary to change in our justice system, in our law enforcement system, to bring about the reduction in crime that everyone wants.
The Prime Minister was speaking with Ian Boyne on JIS TV's Issues and Answers program. Mr. Holness said the Ministers of National Security and Justice, as well as the Attorney General, would be elaborating on the move to amend the Bail Act and other relevant justice issues in the upcoming sectoral debate. In his recent budget debate presentation, the Prime Minister announced plans to amend the Bail Act to introduce mandatory minimum sentences for specified crimes and for murder suspects to be denied bail under certain circumstances.
There is a sense that justice is being delayed, and therefore people feel justice is denied. The sense that criminals can act without fear, and the public is growing increasingly tired of this.
The Senate has passed amendments to the Jury Act to clear up discrepancies regarding attorneys' right to reject a certain number of potential jurors without stating a reason. The bill, which was piloted by Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, was passed in the Upper House on Friday. It rectifies previous amendments made to the Jury Act, which came into force on February 1 of this year.
This amendment now removes the disparity which existed with the difference in peremptory challenges which prevented such matters from being joined. Clause 3 treats with the acceptance of a verdict of not less than 5 jurors to be accepted. This therefore eliminates the issue of a split decision, for example a 5-2 or 6-1 decision, rendering a jury to be deadlocked.
The bill was approved by the House of Representatives on Wednesday, May 25. Persons intending to travel to yellow fever affected areas now have greater access to vaccinations for the disease. The Ministry of Health has increased the number of days that yellow fever vaccinations are administered in the public health sector. The decision was made based on the recent increase in the number of persons attending health centers for yellow fever vaccination in the wake of the ministry ramping up its public education due to the outbreak in Angola and ongoing transmission in the Americas. Yellow fever vaccinations will now be administered at the Sly Pen Road Comprehensive Health Center in Kingston on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Montego Bay Type 5 Health Center in St. James is offering the vaccine every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The cost is $1,500 per vaccine, and the new schedule came into effect on Monday, May 30. Persons are advised that the vaccines need to be administered at least 10 days prior to travel. In order to reduce waiting time, persons, especially groups, are being asked to make appointments. The yellow fever virus is transmitted by the bite of infected mosquitoes such as the Aedes aegypti, the same vector that transmits the chikungunya, dengue, and Zika viruses. And finally, the Ministry of Health will be taking steps to make it easier for individuals and charitable organizations to make donations to the health sector. Portfolio Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the unit in the ministry which deals with such contributions will be strengthened over the next 2 to 3 months.
We should make it difficult for people who want to do good. And so one of the commitments that I have made as the minister, is that we're going to address that by adding more personnel to a unit within the ministry and by coordinating more efficiently with other agencies like customs to support the freer flow of contributions to the development of the health sector.
Dr. Tufton was speaking at a recent function where he received a donation of wheelchairs from the Errol Rattray Evangelistic Association and Jamaica Mobility.
Between this month to July, we will give away the first set of the 550 wheelchair. And between September, October, November, we will give away the next set of 550.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.